komisioner.
Itu audit semua, termasuk BUMD itu audit rutin. Ini cuma tambahan. Kita pengen segala macam CSR yang diberikan dari swasta itu betul-betul tercatat masuk dalam aset Pemprov. Kita juga untuk menghindari khawatir totalnya ada pos anggaran APBD dikeluarkan di objek yang sama kan. Nanti kan istilahnya pakai uang orang tapi ada yang ngantongin kan bahaya. Nah kita tidak mau suuzon juga tapi artinya kita lebih baik berjaga-jaga sehingga semua bantuan-bantuan itu jelas. Dan ini juga akan mendorong perusahaan-perusahaan yang lain suka melakukan CSR.
Ini berarti permintaan dari Pemda,
ya,
dari Pemprov?
Kita yang minta, Pak Jokowi.
Nah, kalau membahas soal ini, Bapak punya komitmen katanya untuk memberantas atau menghapuskan segala transaksi tunai di Jakarta. Benar nggak itu, Pak? Ya,
kita juga dari BPK kita harapkan seperti itu. Tapi kan tidak bisa putusan kita saja. Ini kan yang mesti putusan BI dan pemerintah pusat. Dan minimal kalau di kami, kalau ada ambil proyek di kami, jadi supplier kami, Anda bisa diberlakukan seperti itu. Tapi kalau tidak berlaku seluruh, tentu tidak efektif juga. Tapi minimal kita sudah mulai mensosialisasikan tentang pentingnya ada non-cash transaction. Kalau ada non-cash transaction seperti ini akan menghindari orang untuk melakukan korupsi.
Berarti lebih gampang diaudit.
Ya, sekarang bayangkan bisa di Jakarta. Masih banyak orang beli kendaraan miliaran pakai kontan. Enggak ada sesuatu kan, ada pencucian uang kan. Nah kita juga belum menghubungkan setiap pembelian kendaraan ini dihubungkan dengan NPWP. Nah kalau itu dihubungkan dengan transaksi semua itu PPATK akan bekerja dengan baik. PPATK udah bantu kami. Tapi kalau banyak transaksi tidak melalui bank, semua dengan cash, ini masalah.
Nah peraturan ini untuk Pemprov DKI sendiri kan Pak untuk
bukan hubungan kami memang. Tapi minimal kita mau gulirkan itu untuk Pemprov untuk ada mau jadi rekanan kami seperti itu.
Berarti ini peraturan dari Pak Ahok sama Pak Jokowi sendiri untuk rekanan-rekanan
ya, dan BPK juga sepakat untuk lakukan itu.
Oke. Sudah mulai kapan Pak diterapkan?
Mungkin tahun depan kita bisa mulai terapkan.
Meskipun tidak ada peraturan resmi tapi seperti PPATK seperti
kita
itu.
Kita boleh kan dalam kontrak pengadaan barang kita boleh.
Oh berarti itu dicantumkan dalam kontrak
ya,
saja?
bisa masukkan seperti itu.
Oke, Pak, kalau yang soal dugaan kebocoran pungutan parkir hingga 90M itu bagaimana? Itu
udah dari dulu, makanya kita mau buat sistem secara mesin. Karena memang kebocoran itu cukup tinggi. Misalnya kita wawancara diam-diam dengan tukang parkir di jalanan itu, dia bisa bawa pulang 100 sampai 150 ribu sehari. Nah, bayangkan dia aja dapat segitu kan, apalagi yang dia nyetor ke atasnya kan. Nah, kira-kira dihitung saja. Nah, makanya kita pengen bikin satu sistem berparkir dengan mesin, nah sehingga semua juga tidak ada cash transaksi. Juru parkir hanya ngecek mobil ini udah bayar apa belum, jamnya udah lewat apa belum. Nah kita akan menghapus semua parkir on street di jalan. Tapi jalan-jalan kalau ada parkir itu kita namakan ya off street seperti di dalam gedung, gitu kan per jam. Jadi itu akan pakai jam semua. Kalau sekarang kan di jalan kan on street kan tidak pakai jam, maksimalnya 2.000. Nah kita tidak mau, kita ingin pakai jam, makanya kita akan buat jadi jalan ini dianggap seperti off street, seperti gedung.
Tapi bagaimana dengan juru parkir yang
liar gitu? Atau kita akan pekerjakan mereka. Jadi tentu saja waktu itu dulu saya lempar kasih mereka 4 juta saja gaji.
Per bulan?
Orang
gitu,
ribut kan? Dengan bonus-bonus seperti itu. Orang ribut. Anda kasih dia gaji 2 juta, dia mana mau? Dia sekarang bawa pulang 4,5 juta. Nah sekarang banyak sekali kita bikin gedung parkir di swasta. Kita perkenalkan juru parkir liar untuk masuk di dalam. Mau tidak? Tidak mau. UMP dia mana mau? Nah makanya kita juga mesti satu pihak kita mesti tawarkan, satu pihak juga mesti ada ketegasan. Sama seperti orang yang tinggal di pinggiran yang tiap hari kerjaan, kita bawa dia kerja di industri di KBN 75.000 sehari. Tidak mau juga. Kenapa? Dia jadi Pak Oga di Jakarta 3 jam maju mundur 100.000 dapat. Itu masalah. Jadi kita harus lakukan itu persis yang dimaksud Pak Jokowi. Kita seperti orang tua harus manusiawi. Satu pihak kita mau manusiawikan mereka, tapi kalau mereka yang kurang ajar, lagaknya preman kita akan sikat. Jadi inilah bagaimana tertib hukum untuk mencapai tertib sosial.
Ini perlahan dengan parkir liar, lalu juga dengan preman, lalu juga dengan lain, itu banyak ya mungkin oknum yang bermain di sini Pak. Ahok dengan Jokowi bagaimana menyikapi ini?
Ya kami pasrah saja, ini udah sumpah jabatan kan. Itu yang saya katakan, di Jakarta itu tidak ada yang susah. Orang pintar banyak, kajian masalah lengkap, kajian solusi juga lengkap. Di sini cuma perlu kira-kira Anda punya kepentingan nggak atau pribadi. Kalau Anda tidak ada kepentingan, tidak menerima suap, maka ini akan beres. Yang kedua, Anda ya siap-siap saja kalau ada tugas harus mati pun kita rela saja sudah. Kalau tidak, karena ini akan menyinggol oknum melarat sampai konglomerat. Ada oknum aparat, ada oknum teknokrat, birokrat, macam-macam di tengahnya.
Apakah itu seperti lingkaran setan, Pak, atau benang yang susah diurai?
Tidak susah juga, karena prinsip kami yakin kalau kepalanya lurus, bawahnya tidak berani tidak lurus. Ini prinsip itu.
Makasih, Pak.
This is your third, right?
Oh, diganti.
That comes later. I'll warn you. That's the last thing. Non-stop conversation. I'm Dalton Tanaka in Jakarta. Here is this week's TI Hot List. Popular pairs. What makes a good partnership? Social graces. Is straight talk good or bad in government? And do over what we would do differently in life if we had a second chance. Sarah is out this week. Sitting in for her is a regular Talk Indo guest host, Yeni Wahi, director of the Wahi Institute, daughter of the 4th president of Indonesia, and about to deliver her 3rd child. Everything going well? Okay, good. And our guest host this week, Basuki T, Purnama, Deputy Governor of Jakarta, better known by his nickname, Ahok. Sir, welcome. Been 1 year since we saw you. Okay. Hot topic number 1, popular pairs. There was Antony and Cleopatra, Simon and Garfunkel, Alim and Titik, and then there's Jokowi and Ahok. Like the proverbial good cop, bad cop, the leaders of the capital city have been making waves in their first year on the job. While Governor Widodo is walking about people, Deputy Governor Purnama is scolding bureaucrats for not doing their jobs. Now, that was a simplified analysis, of course, but that's been the perception of the public. Is that fair? Well,
I don't know. It's fair or not. But this situation is what Jokowi said is true. We just do what we have to do. We do what we should do. There's nothing special. We just do this the job for the government official.
but that's special in itself, again. You don't see officials doing this in the past.
I think what's remarkable about them is the level of trust that they enjoy with one another. You know, Jokowi is a typical Japanese man, very low profile in his approach, yet he allows deputy to have such a big say in many things, and a big say, not just
And that is unusual.
speaking.
I've never seen that since I've been here, and maybe since you've been here. The deputy never was heard from. Right?
Exactly, yes. In fact, during Pak Fokker, the previous governor, there was such a tension between him and the deputy.
You know why? Jokowi from the first time told me like this: if you want to share my job, you could take it 90%, no problem.
Really?
Yeah. Why do you have to quarrel for taking the job? You're not taking the money. It's a job, duty. If anything going well, everybody could do a small bit. We do together. In Jakarta, it's very tough situation because we don't have like another place have like a region or mayor is elected region, Bupati, wali kota. In Jakarta, it's different. We have 4 deputy governor. That's why it's little different. I am not a deputy governor. I am a vice governor.
Okay. All
But
right.
they're different. That's why we have in our law have a 4 deputy governor to help us. But this is also a bureaucrat. And that's why,
Career politicians.
you could imagine when we have a politician get in, we don't know everybody inside. We just could trust each other. Governor
but
and vice governor. That's the problem.
When you were asked to run, you didn't know each other, right? Before that, so.
But I have the track record, and now we met 2 times.
Okay.
talked.
But you weren't political friends. You put together for this race. Now, when that started, did you talk about you have this role and I have this role, or did it just happen? It just evolved.
We just met. I met him in his house in Solo. we talk from before lunch until dinner time. We will talk the half day. And
What do you do to keep this level of trust that they enjoy at the moment? I mean, do you meet
yeah, I just
day, or do you talk and you clarify issues with one another?
I put in my mind, I am a staff for him. I am not a vice governor. I am only a staff. I am the most trusted staff for Mr.
Like
Joko.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Mm.
I never think I am equal with you. You're a governor and a vice governor. I never think like that. I just think I'm a staff to work. He needs somebody to trust because he knows nobody in this.
And sometimes you do the tough job. That's what he's asking you to do sometimes. Or you take it on yourself. Let me ask you Andy real quickly. You know, talking about popular pairs. You know, your father said to me in my CNN interview with him that he and his vice president at the time, were like brother and sister. You remember that quote he gave me? Was that reality, or is that said for media consumption? I mean, you know what.
They've always enjoyed a good relationship. It's almost, you know, if you say like brother and sister, to some degree, yes, it's true, you know, because, you know, they trusted each other, but then, you know, politics came into play, and of course, there were so many issues, and so many people try to break up the pairs and bring us for their own benefits, you know. But one thing, Dalton, one thing that made them perfect, he said also they were a perfect couple because one cannot see. One couldn't see, one couldn't talk. That's what he's doing.
One couldn't see, one couldn't talk.
That was his joke. That's
Oh man.
That's what makes them perfect.
Yeah. So I mean, you can take something away from that, right? That's a good example of a team that worked well together when it started, right?
A sense of humor.
Yeah.
But I also met several times with Rudy. Now he's a mayor in Surakarta.
Okay, right.
Former vice mayor from Pak Jokowi. I asked him how to work with Pak Jokowi, what he like and doesn't like. And Pak Rudy told me about this. Yeah, you have to know.
Gave you some guidance on that, right?
Yeah.
So what he doesn't like?
Yeah, I know if he doesn't like something, he just keeps silent.
Ah.
I know. Very Japanese.
Okay.
I also learned from my old friend,
Okay.
my old friend who have a good relationship with Pak Harto, you know.
Right.
Pak Harto, former president. Yeah, I think you have to learn, like Pak Harto, how to.
So it's a sign. If he doesn't say anything, watch out because he's mad.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to talk more about this when talking will continue shortly. We will expand on the bad cop role in government. One cannot see, one cannot talk. That was a quote. He said that in public.
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah.
He said the thing about my mom, he said, oh, also a good couple. You know, one cannot see and one cannot walk. Somebody
Suruh bangkunya siapa? Lihat bangkunya yang ke kirinya ini.
You're watching Talk Indo this week with Yeni Wahid and Basuki Purnama. Hot topic number 2, social graces. Public officials are supposed to represent the people. But when one slaps an airline worker for a delay, or another tries to bust their way through a toll gate, they're not representing me. But I kind of like a leader who speaks the truth, even at a political cost. Like when the vice governor threatened to take legal action if vendors didn't move from Tan Abang, and telling the whole minister to study the Constitution in an argument over a city official's religion. And that's you, of course. Sir, have you had to change? Are you the same guy a year ago? Have you had to tone it down a little bit after these kind of much publicized incidents?
I think the same, but half more polite now.
Oh, really? Really?
I learned from, when you have a good relationship with the patient people, you will be informed by them. I work with the Pak Jokowi, so very polite. Yeah, I have more polite, half.
I hope you still deliver the same message.
Yes,
The
it's substance.
for everyone that doesn't like what you said and how you said it, there are a million more who like it. You know what I mean?
Well, this is new era, after all this era of politeness and putting so much emphasis on just,
Public
just
face.
public face.
Yes.
Yes. I think he actually made such a fresh breath of air, and people love that because he spoke what they have in mind.
What we all think, but nobody is afraid to say. Well, were you always like this? You're no rookie to politics. You were involved in Lito, your hometown. You were in Regency and in
He said
Parliament.
the worst things there, things about pigs and
Oh, we just never got coverage. That's the point.
But I still said, I talk first before thinking. Let's be creative. Creative. Even you don't know what you have to say.
It just comes out, right? Because that's what. Or has Jakarta politics changed you? I mean, politics in Belitung is one thing. That's a little on a small, but has Jakarta politics kind of made you a little more savvy?
I
Or?
think Jakarta is more easy than Belitung.
Really?
You know why? Because I think media coverage more than 85% for Jakarta. When you say something, you do something, nobody knows Belitung.
Right.
And when Jakarta, you meet people, 10 people. I think more than 8 people. He's a PhD degree, professor, doctor. But in Belitung, 10 people, I think 8 of them under my degree. That's why Jakarta is more easy than Belitung. Everything.
In some ways, but
Yeah. You know what's the problem? The complete have a study. How to make a solution for this problem? Complete. We're talking about like a transportation. When I get in the office, they have 22 study about how to make this micro transportation, solving the problem. So what you need? Just you need is the courage. Because every decision you make, you have somebody interested inside. From the poorest until the richest have their interest.
Yeah.
So you have to have the courage to say yes is yes, no is no.
And then you back it up.
That's very
It's not just stop. Okay. Yeah, your dad was known for speaking the truth that he saw. As you mentioned earlier, how much did he discuss it at home? Did he run things by the family, or was he like, how you speak your mind sometimes before you think?
I remember that every Friday prayer, that's when he usually spoke of the calf, and I would just bury my head on under my hands like, oh my God, his heart. What did he say again? Oh my God! Oh, he didn't say that. That's always how I reacted because no one knew what was he going to say, and that but he creates so much sound bites, and reporters just love when it comes to Friday prayer because they've got so many sound bites out of him. But he's lucky now. I think it's easier for Ahok in a sense because even though with the straight talks, there's all this downside of being misinterpreted by the public because the media only takes just half of what he said actually, and then interpretations from experts and so
Plus
on.
now there's no more ways to misinterpret it. Social
Yes.
media.
But he uploaded
TV,
exactly. He
But now
uploaded
it's
his
more
YouTube.
social media.
Exactly.
Before YouTube, before no YouTube.
Also,
Yes.
that you can get the truth directly to the people.
Yeah.
Very good point. Well, sir, there are many of us who support you being a straight talker, as I said. It's refreshing, but does it sometimes hurt the process?
I think it really depends on the dosage, I think. I think in a sense, there would be people who get offended for what he said, not what the way he said it, not what he said, right? And because, we're a culture that puts so much emphasis again on face saving and not embarrassing people. Of course, it's going to be a little bit of a damage. But in the long run, people appreciate what he
And I think he doesn't have an answer to that because, and that's refreshing in itself because he doesn't have a PR answer to say, he speaks from top of his head, which is what people do. One last question, sir, about your role and your year in office, sir. I got to ask you this. If Jokowi were to run for president, would you accept the job as governor? Would you welcome it?
Yeah, as a politician, we have to obey to the Constitution.
And it says you will become governor when he has to
Yeah,
resign.
I could be a governor.
And you
That's
you
why
have
I run as a vice governor. When you run as a politician, as a vice governor, that means you are also ready for as a governor.
So you could do it, you could step in, no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, right, when talking to carries on. Our regrets in life and what we do over. He's ready, okay. That's the
He's
headline.
always ready.
Breaking news.
Always ready.
Breaking news. He's ready to be governor.
Even for president, I'm ready.
Oh, you don't want to run against your boss.
Probably.
Things in your life, whether personal or professional, that you would maybe regret doing and you want to. Hot topic number 3, do-over. I bet Adam wished he didn't eat the apple in the Garden of Eden. I'd say many dangdut singers wish they didn't let their lovers record them on their cell phones. And I guarantee a certain exploration company would take better precautions when drilling for gas again in East Java. Don't we all wish we had a second chance at events in life? Me, actually, no. Because I believe if events unfold and future events are affected in that way. For example, if I took a left turn 7 years ago instead of a right turn in America, I might not be here. You know what I mean? I might have an accident or who knows what fate. But I always believe things happen for a reason. But one thing I would improve, communication with my ex-wife. It's kind of personal, but I still might be married.
If you had married someone from Indonesia in the first place.
Married someone from Indonesia. Is that the advice from you two?
Yes.
You know any nice? No, that's another sip.
So, well, it's a second chance that you're looking for, right?
All right,
Okay,
but
so
this
all
is
Indonesian ladies, nice looking.
this is okay. Okay, so that's one of my regrets. Yenny, what's your do-over wish?
Well, you know what? One thing that I regret is that I did not record a lot of memorable things that happened between me and my father. All this, all these moments, the nice moments that had, and all, the things that he said before. I wish I had more records of that.
Back then, no cell phone, so they couldn't record it.
Yeah,
Right?
record or just video cameras, and it's such a great memory.
Yeah. I gave you that one CD, right? The
Yeah,
DVD.
thank you very much.
You
Yeah,
were with your
I was
dad.
so young, gosh.
You still are young, my dear. Okay, Mr. Purnama, your do-over. What do you regret and wish I could do over in life?
I regret I didn't sell my factory when in the top of this factory profit. And people,
Sell your factory.
yeah, the price my factory is $5 million at that time because I earned a lot of money. I said, for what? I have to sell to you. Even now I will be a politician. I better sell that factory. And at that time, $5 million.
Yeah.
But if you had sold
But now they're cost. Then the value is
if you had sold that factory, then maybe you would go to the business. And
maybe
it would
not.
be-
Maybe not a story.
And you would not be sitting here with us.
That's
talking
why I
as the
believe
vice governor.
everything is got confidential control, have a purpose. But if you ask me what's my regret in my life, it's the factory. Why I have to be my
See,
burden
he's thinking
now?
like a businessman. You know?
No, it's not. I got the $5 million. I could purchase many property.
Your wife would
And
be
I
a
could
lot
go-
happier, right?
Yeah. Now my wife always asks me, you said you have a courage to die for this country. If you die, what's the benefit to us? You don't have enough money. I said, yeah, this is like a joke.
And that's a good thing. You see, that's what refreshing. He has a little stash money. Okay, it's feedback time
He's got
now.
some islands though.
He has islands?
You do have islands, right?
My father's inheritance.
Oh, okay. All right.
Not so many.
Feedback time now. Vianto posted this on our Facebook page. Someday you should have a 3-guy panel. I think it will be interesting. Well, it could be dull. Depends on the people. Not the gender, but let's see. This email came from Who in Malang. The topic of Sukarno, please delve more in the history. We could do an entire half hour or more on the first president. Last week's topic revolved around Adio Bayu's upcoming movie on the founding father. And Sri tweeted this: I'm becoming addicted with talking though. So awesome. Some addictions are good for you, Sri. Email your comments with name and city to talkindo@metrotvnews.com. Post something on our Facebook page or follow us on Twitter, and then tweet us. Final words, Mr. Purnama.
Yeah. I think this is an opportunity to us to tell Jakarta traffic jam will come more worse in this couple of years because we have made many programs like we have to make a standardization from the busway, we want to develop MRT, monorail. That's why we don't understand you want to blame us or not, but we have to make a decision to do this for the better of Jakarta.
So it's going to get better before it gets worse. Got it. Okay. Final words.
Worse before better.
Get worse before better. Yeah. Okay. Final words, Yanni.
Well, we just celebrated this National Heroes Days on the November 10th, and I just want to share, a few personal heroes of mine that I just feel, really inspire me. And they're not great people; they're just simple people. There's this guy, for example, his name is Samsudin. He lives in South Kalimantan. He spent a quarter of his earning, 20,000 rupiah a day, just to buy a seed of a plant, and then plant it all over Banjarmasin. I think these kind of people really, is the real hero. And I hate to sound cheesy, but I just like to, implore all. We all have these heroes within us, and let's just do something nice, do something better, do something good to others, and just let all the heroes inside us shine.
Yeah, they don't have to be nationally known, but
No.
one of your heroes, your dad. Okay, my final word. Cheating, don't do it. Whether it's in golf or in marriage or on your taxes, not worth it in the long run. Short-term gain will mean long-term pain, believe me. And you'll only be cheating yourself. And that is Talk Indo for this week. For Yeni and Vice Governor, Mr. Purnama, thank you very much for watching. To you all, I'm Dalton Tanaka, and see you again next week.
I thought you were going to say something about, being...
No.
Headline.
Gimana Kung? We're moving forward. Yeah.
For the anniversary.
How is that? But that's really tight.
That will be at the end of this year.
It's a.
You get 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank
you, Mas.
Terima kasih ya.
Thank you.